Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. We're back in the long dark Wintermute Redux in the cave that we left in the last episode above the railway line tunnel here on the Mystery Lake map. And although we're sheltered and that weather's looking decidedly iffy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bolt for the trapper's cabin, and I'm going to use the cliffs along the map edge as shelter to try and protect us from the worst of the weather. So just step out to here, have a look round, make sure there's no predators in visible sight. Remember I said leave that old man's beard lichen there as a marker for the cave. There's another set up there, look. So you can get two sets from here. There's normally rabbits all over that slope in front of us, so you could always come hunting them either with rocks or something more substantial if you needed to. And you just climb straight up this slope. It looks quite steep, but it is traversable. And then turn slightly to the left and head up towards that rock. Unfortunately at this stage we can't get shelter from the wind, but we're not losing temperature, our clothes are good enough. We are losing calories and hydration and energy, of course. But overall, it's not a problem because we don't have a long way to go. And coming from here, we can look down and we can see if there are any wolves hanging around at this end of the railway track. Now this slope is very, very steep, so you want to crouch down, press the control key if you're on PC, and go down slowly so that you don't take a tumble and you don't end up with a sprained ankle or a sprained wrist or even a pair of each. That rock there, you can get onto it and take shelter, put a fire on it if you need to. Inside the tunnel would be a better option. Normally there's a wolf patrols up there. You see where the rock is, just above the sight on the flare pistol. There's normally a wolf patrols in that area. Right, now we're down onto fairly level ground. We can stand up again to increase movement speed. There's sometimes stuff on the ground, loot to pick up under that broken tree. But if we come up here, there's a pair of rosehip bushes. Rosehips make a pain-killing tea. We'll just gather them. We'll cut through here. There's your third rosehip bush. You need 3 sets of rosehips to make a set of prepared rosehips to make a tea with. And there's supposed to be a supply cache here somewhere. I don't see it as yet. It's not in the place where it normally is. Let's just check inside the tunnel. We'll leave that piece of wood there. We might need it if we have to go through the tunnel at some point. We're already carrying quite a bit of wood. I don't see the supply cache. So, where has it gone? Well, we've got to come back this way at some point during the story, so for now we'll just move on. Maybe we'll find it further down this slope. Quick check. How many branches are we carrying? We've got 25 branches. We can probably afford to pick a few more up. Let's just check the map. Supply cache is over by that big rock. Okay, so it has been moved. Let's Grab those couple of sticks. Keep looking around. I don't know where the predators, the wolves and the bear, trigger on this map since the Redux. Not in story mode anyway. I know about where it is in survival mode, and that looks like the supply cache there. You see the white scribblings on the rock, looks a little bit like graffiti. There's a box at the edge of the rock there.
There you are.
Tinder plug, accelerant, accelerant, accelerant. Very poor tin of peaches. They need cooked before we can eat them. They're at 11%. If we cook them, it should bring them back to 60%. Get those few sticks. And that'll be enough sticks for us. So we need to try and get some shelter from this wind. One of the things we can do is use the trees and walk up to a tree. We get a momentary shelter behind the tree. Like this. Of course, now we're overloaded. The wind has turned in our face. And I'm very worried that we're going to get a sprained ankle by staying up on that slope, so I'm going to drop down, even though it puts us in the wind. Our clothes are going to be pretty soaked by the time we get up to Trapper's cabin. Now that the ground's flatter nearer to the cliffs, I can move in closer to the cliffs and we might get shelter from the wind. But I'm still using a path that takes us on forward towards the Trapper's cabin. Can we squeeze through there? Yes. Let's just try and stay close to the cliffs, try and get some shelter from that wind. Take advantage of the zigzag face of the cliff where possible. If we're not directly in the wind, it does help us to move faster. And without the wind screaming, it also means that we can hear things. So if a wolf was to bark and announce itself, or if the bear was to be snuffling and snorting its way along somewhere, we would hear them. It looks like the wind has actually died away now. That snow's coming down more vertically. We're also getting some shelter from the falling snow by being close to the cliff, which will help to keep us a little bit drier. And at this point we've got to cut across because we're going to that corner of the rocks. This is a good vantage point to look down and see if the bear is over there anywhere. There's the Trapper's cabin, middle of screen. That's where we're heading to. We're just looking. Because we know the old bear wants to eat Jeremiah, we're just making sure the coast is clear. That's the cave that takes us back through to Milton, to Mountain Town. where we came onto this map at the end of episode 1, start of episode 2. And the wind has died away now nicely, so we're going to come around the back of these rocks, get through to trappers, rather than dropping down onto the valley floor there. We are heavily overloaded, we can't run. We didn't leave any meat, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop all that wood here. Drop the excess sticks here. 17 of them. Because I'm fully expecting that at some point the trapper's going to ask us to fill his wood bin. Same as Grey Mother did. So we might as well have the wood outside, ready to just throw into the wood bin. And we can search that. Anything in it? Some lantern fuel and a bullet. Well, we'll take the bullet. Might as well take the lantern fuel as well, I suppose. 35.25 kilos carried. So we're just slightly over encumbered. If we have a drink, we can fix that. Check the weight carried, 34.84, there we go. Back to normal weight. And we just wait for it, we'll go into a cutscene.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's smart.
Take it easy. You're pretty banged up. You're probably a bit delirious, too. I just gave you a shot of some heavy antibiotics. Might feel funny for a while, but it'll help. And you're gonna need some time to recover.
Time? We don't have time. We need to get a message out. It's important.
Message? You mean to your friend, asking for medical help?
Never mind that. Help me up so I can look at the radio. Let's see if the parts you brought back are any good.
That's a military shortwave, isn't it?
Maybe.
I know a bit about radios. That's not like any surplus I've ever seen.
Damn it! Well, the parts look fine. So, whatever's wrong with the radio goes deeper than that.
What could it be?
Something to do with the power. Fuses. Transformers, maybe. We have bigger problems to deal with first. That bear's out there, hunting us. He's a smart old bastard. He'll keep us from getting out, getting supplies, finding help. Eventually, he'll either get us, or starve us out. Ah! Oh. I gotta lay down. Help me back to the bed.
Okay, time to ask this guy some questions. Let's start with surroundings.
Can you tell me anything about where we are?
Well, this whole area takes its name from Mystery Lake nearby. It's kind of a wilderness preserve. though you wouldn't know it from the logging trucks. Not much around there, apart from some lake cabins that'll be locked up for the season. You've already seen the dam. Railroad passes through the area. Trains come through once in a while. Fewer every year. Whole area's mostly dead, most of the year.
You sound like you like it that way.
Yeah, I sure do.
So, no other people living out here?
You gotta understand. The collapse destroyed Great Bear. There's nothing here to stay for. You meet anyone out here? Chances are they're hiding from something. Or someone.
And you? Why are you here?
I have my reasons.
The dam was pretty busted up, like you said.
Place was cracked open by the quake years ago and never recovered. Was already half dead at the time.
Meaning?
The dam dates back to the 60s. Industrialists from the mainland wanted to use it to power a mining town he was planning to build. But the bottom fell out of the price of coal, and he had to abandon those plans. Some fool tried to get it running again in the 80s, but then the forest stalkers got involved, and that was the end of it. Pretty sure the quakes finished the job once and for all.
So, who are the forest talkers?
Eco-terrorists. Activists, some call them. Depends on who you talk to, I guess.
Why are they out here?
Well, they've been active for years. They come and go. Mostly here to throw a wrench in the works for a variety of resource projects, mining, forestry mainly. They want Great Bear to remain a pristine wilderness.
You don't sound like you agree.
Oh, I've no love for industry. But this is the way of the world. You have something they want. They take it. Nothing much you can do to stop it.
Well, judging by what I saw in the dam, I'd say the forest talkers are still active.
Well, that's good news for you. Keep your eyes open for supply caches they might have left behind.
What's this unfinished business between you and the bear?
Ah, me and the old bear. Every time we meet, we make a little trade.
And what do you trade?
Each other's blood, mostly.
Sounds like a losing proposition.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. For one of us.
The main reason I'm out here is I'm looking for someone.
You won't find too many people out here. That's kind of the whole point.
This is someone important to me. A woman. She may have passed through here a few days ago. She might have been injured.
What makes you think she came through here?
She passed through the tunnel leaving Milton, but then... I'm not sure.
Well, the roads from Milton don't lead this way. Wherever she's headed, you'll have to cross the mountains to find her. Not an easy path, even for the most experienced outdoorsman.
I'll do whatever it takes.
Well, you won't get far with that bear on the prowl. What we need is to get my radio up and running, so we can find out what the hell is going on. Maybe someone out there has seen your friend.
The woman I'm looking for. She might be on her way to a place called Perseverance Mills. You know it?
Yeah. Shit-nothing town, north part of the island?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I know it.
We were on our way there, my passenger and I, when we crashed. I need to find a way to get there, or contact her. See if she's all right.
You sure she's alive?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, normally I'd make some calls on the old shortwave. Whole area's been damn quiet since those lights in the sky. Even the wildlife's acting strange. But I might have an idea.
What do you mean, the wildlife's acting strange?
You live out here long enough, you get a sense for the patterns in nature. Right now, the patterns are broken. Critters aren't behaving the way they should. It's like they're spooked or something. No, not spooked, but changed somehow. Best way I can say it is, things don't feel right.
You said you had an idea. What do you have in mind?
Well, it's a long shot. But I may know how we can find out about your friend.
I'm listening.
This shortwave, I use it to keep an ear open for what's going on.
So how do we get the radio working?
There's no reason I can see why it shouldn't be working.
Well, what about more parts? Or another radio?
We might find another radio. But I think I have a better idea. Problem is, it's no use with the old bear out there. Your path to a working radio, and our survival, is through that bear. We have to find a way to deal with him first.
Okay. So we have to deal with the bear. But you're half dead, and rifle shots don't seem to do much. So...
That's because the old bear is special. I've been hunting and trapping for years, and I've shot a lot of bears. But I've never encountered anything quite like him. Special bear like that needs special magic to bring him down.
Magic?
Don't worry, I'm not delirious. I don't mean literal magic, but we need the old knowledge. The old ways.
What do you have in mind?
There's an old story. Local legend, maybe. About one of the original settlers of this place. Spence. Story goes something like this. Spence shows up and sets up his claim shanty with his young family in tow. For generations, the family had been traders in the Hudson's Bay Company. Old voyageur stock, they say. Hard people. Survivors. One day, a bear shows up and menaces the homestead. Spence takes a shot at the bear, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Bear wanders off, but Spence's wife, she takes a turn. Slips into fever. For days, delirious, she screams about the bear. Local doctor can't do a thing for her, neither can the priest. A week later, a hired hand goes missing. And they find him. Just a body. Ravaged. Spence fears for his wife and kids. He's convinced some evil bear spirit is trying to kill them. Revenge for some slight in the past, maybe. Something in the family history. Spence gets some men together for a hunting party. They go out into the muskeg and track something big for days. Eventually corner it. It's a big son of a bitch. Biggest bear they'd ever seen. Man killer. Story goes, they empty their rifles into the bear and it just walks away. Like it's made of stone. They call it the demon bear after that. Wife's dying now. Spence believes the bear's evil spirit is killing her, eating her soul. He can't get anyone to join him on another hunting party. They know rifles don't work. So he forges a spear. Like a boar spear, but bigger. From some old Hudson's Bay trapper's wisdom, apparently. He goes out into the muskeg, disappears for days, and then one morning, the wife's fever breaks. But nothing from Spence. Some men go out looking for him, and they find him. Half dead, blood all over him, body torn almost in two. The bear's work. The last thing he says is, "Spear stole the bear's soul. My wife is now free." And then he's gone.
So, did he kill the bear?
Nobody knows. Never found a carcass. They buried Spence, took the spear back and hung it over the mantelpiece in the Spence homestead. Never saw that bear, or any other, again. Years later, after the Spence family faded to obscurity, wealthy land baron bought the spear to hang in his hunting lodge. Just so he could tell that story, I imagine.
So, do you believe it? The story of the demon bear and the spear stealing its soul?
No, of course not. I might spend all my time alone in the wilderness, but I'm not crazy. But the old stories sometimes have truth hidden in them. Spence might have been superstitious, but he had the right idea. 10 inches of cold, hard steel might do what a bullet can't. I'm convinced. A spear's the way to kill that bear. And you need to get Spence's bear-killing spear if we're going to survive the winter. The old hunting lodge is still there. A couple of days' journey south. Follow the tracks the other way, through the muskeg, and you'll find it. If the spear's there, get it. It might be our best hope.
And the radio?
You deal with the bear, and let me worry about the radio. Now, let me rest. Good luck out there. Watch out for our demon.
Right.
Okay, so that's the lore of the bear, and we've got a new objective: retrieve the legendary spear from the hunting lodge. And we're here at the trapper's homestead, and there's Broken Railroad, there's the hunting lodge. A man-killing bear is on the prowl, risking Mackenzie's mission to find Astrid, but an old Voyager legend might hold the answer to overcoming the massive predator. Press J for more info. The wounded trapper. Retrieve the legendary spear from the hunting lodge. That's our main quest. Have we got any side quests going? Oh, hang on. The best defense. The wounded trapper. Well, we finished all the stages for the wounded trapper. On the best defense, we've got to retrieve the legendary spear. Side quests, Mystery Lake supply caches. Find the cache in the clear cut in Mystery Lake. We'll complete that set. Survival school. Learn to craft fishing tackle and catch fish from Mystery Lake. We've got to get 5 kilos of fish. So we could do that before we go into the muskeg and work through the survival school lessons. Hopefully that would let us start learning how to craft things like bows and arrows and our own clothing. We could go via the clear cut and work our way back round to Mystery Lake to do the fishing part of it and clear those 2 side quests that we know of, that supply cache and that fishing, which should then open these up to let us do them. And it might be worth knowing what they are before we go to Broken Railroad, in order to possibly clear any of those that depend on us being in the muskeg or in Broken Railroad. So if we look at the map, will it give us the map, the global region? Let's see if we can find the global region map. No, it's only showing us the ones that we know about. So this railway here, going through the tunnel, you see the double-ended arrow leading us to the best defense. That takes us then through the muskeg, and I wish we could zoom out on this so we can see the whole map. And from there it then takes us into Broken Railroad, and we have to get up to the hunting lodge, which is up there. So in the next episode, or by the next episode, I will have decided if we're going to clear up those few side quests here in Mystery Lake before we press on, or if we're just going to press straight on. I'll probably clear those side quests first, just so that we can get them done and out of the way. And I've been trying to get a good clear screenshot of Jeremiah to use for the video's title thumb, so just bear with me a second while I try and do that. Let's see if we can get one there. That might do it. I can crop the bottom bit off with the hood on it. Time of day is currently 2 hours after sunset, so I'm not going out to get any of that started tonight. We'll bed down here for the night, and then get on with that. And I notice some more bits of cloth have appeared here. Our skins are still here, our rabbit skins, and our cured gut. A cured gut is still there. We'll have another look round in the morning in daylight. But until then, from me, the Gazbeard, it's going to be thanks for watching. Leave your comments and questions down below. Subscribe to the channel, give the video a like. Help me to grow the channel. I'm aiming to make YouTubing and Twitching a full-time career. At my age, it's about the only job I'm ever going to be able to do. Nobody's going to employ an knackered old fart like me. And you think I'm joking on that. Anyway, thanks for watching. From me, it's not goodbye. As always, it's just bye for now. See you in the next one.